There has to be a balance of technical and conditioning. It's something you can't be technical without having your body supporting you, and you can't have the best body but you aren't able to play the sport. So it's a very fine line and balance you have to maintain. Where schoolboys at this stage, honestly, I think the amount of training they're putting in now, if you think about it, I always call it semi-professional rugby, because at a weekly rate they put in a lot of the same time as, let's say, a Currie Cup team. Per week training wise, but the difference is the Currie Cup guy gets paid to do it full time, where the schoolboy still has to do 8 hours of school a day and work in the extra work. It's become such a professional sport that it really gets tough, and we really ask a lot of the boys, but hence the mantra always as well that it isn't for everyone. We really get boys, they are phenomenal mentally wise to be able to do this, and they get great support from their parents, so we're very fortunate in that aspect. But changing from where we were a couple of years ago to now, I think the professional unions are just able to so much better prepare, because now it's become a full-time lifestyle, and you can coach the physical aspect, you've got more time for the technical aspect, so you are in a way better position to maintain and get closer to that 50-50 line, where in older days, like you say, 20-30 years ago, before it really became this professional, technical was the only thing you really had, because the sports science side of it wasn't able to be really monitored that well. When I was at UJ, I met a lot of the Lions, I say coaches and people who are, a lot of the staff that are involved there, and have seen how it's worked with the university and with the studying and playing professional, now at schoolboy level as well. Our main aim at the end of the day is we're an academic institution. So our aim is to, through rugby, get as many boys in with scholarships as we can. So I think they go hand in hand. You definitely have to coach the rugby side of things, to make sure that they've got the skill to do what they love. You've got to create the best product you can for when they leave the school. But on the other hand, we value academics, number one. We've got a manager on board as well in our first team coaching staff who only looks after academics, making sure boys pass, making sure that they study as hard as they can. And through that, having good marks and being a good rugby player. I think if we take it back to cricket terms, the all-rounder. You know, being superb at academics and superb at rugby is what's going to get you far in that career. Looking at varsity as well, Varsity Cup have been phenomenal in terms of where they've changed the legislation now that you have to have good credits every year to play Varsity Cup. If you don't pass your subjects and have credits, you can't play Varsity Cup. So they're encouraging the academic side of things. So even though we would like to run a more professional setup here to give the boys the best rugby career they can have, by being as technically sound as possible, academics is something that remain number one. I think first of all, gym-wise, I think less is more. That's my philosophy as well, and unfortunately we're busy with construction down in the gym, or else I would have shown you around. But we used to have all the equipment, the machines, the treadmills, the bikes, and I removed all of it as soon as I arrived, because you want space in terms of for conditioning, and you just want the necessary things, because you don't want a bodybuilder, you want a functional athlete, and to do that you need the right equipment and to train them functionally. So it's not necessarily always needing the best facility, but having the right person heading up the facility. Nutrition wise, a very important thing. I'm also involved, I'm responsible for giving the boys one-on-one nutrition advice when it comes to, if it's just a boy at the school who just wants simple nutrition advice for day-to-day living, or be it a sport-specific diet. It's part of my job to do that. I've had to really sharpen up myself in that area, finding out what works for who. So I think getting the right person to do that. But from a point of view of an organization, I think that definitely you have to go look at the literature, look at people or the age groups that are playing in elite rugby. I know that South Africa with the Super Rugby have produced mountain heaps of articles, looking at England as well with their multifaceted organizations that they have. Looking at literature and finding out what the norms are, and according to those norms, go and look. Then you'll be able to put just a physical sheet out for yourself, and what are you looking for per player, but also you have to find guys not that are only big, because I think that's honestly the easy part in rugby. I think the hard part is finding someone who's got vision and who's technically sound. That's the real thing to look at. We were fortunate enough to have 2 of our boys go to Linwood Lions now, one of the varsities there, to go and play, because of their technical ability, and they were scouted to there. And hopefully we'll see them in one of your videos these days. But yeah, I think the all-round player is the key thing. You can really work on the rest once you have the all-round player.